Hello everyone, Mike here. Um, Thought I'd do a video, uh, basic tutorial on the use of Dangerous Waters editor, since I haven't seen anything on YouTube, and there seems to be quite a lot of hype lately with cold waters, and folks like Lee and Global Base have quite a lot of interest in Dangerous Waters, as well as Jab Turkey, which are the three people that I've been seeing doing videos on YouTube with naval simulation software as Dangerous Waters. Um, I used to be a member. Sorry, I used to be a member of the Sea Wolves community back in 1999, I think. Subcommand wasn't even out yet, so yeah, around 2000, I think it was, quite a long time ago. The community was one of the biggest communities on the internet. We were about 1,500 members in all. There was three divisions. There was the air division that used Falcon 4 with the Super Pack mod, the naval division, which obviously used Jane's 688E, and the land division, which used Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six. Uh, they used the SEALs used military doctrine because most of them were retired military guys, and yeah, that helped keep an order between all of us. But overall experience was very positive. I played about 2 to 3 games every night on 688E uh, uh, along the 3 years that I was in service with them. So that's a hell of a lot of missions, games. Uh, all of them were knife fights, and that's the purpose of this video. The theme is gonna be multiplayer knife fights. Okay, it's a way to show you all how to create these missions and promote multiplayer gameplay with Dangerous Waters, because I think that's where all the fun is. To be honest, I had a hell of a good time playing online with other people on these knife fights. It's like playing cat and mouse or chess, if you want to call it. Uh, and yeah, I think you guys will enjoy it. We used to use ICQ in those days to communicate with each other because out of all the people that were members of the Sea Wolves, we were divided into time zones. Okay, so we had all the people in Europe, and depending on the country they were from, there were different flotillas for for each country, so they could all meet on the same timeline and be able to play together. And then you had the people from the U.S., which other with other timelines. But yeah, it was good stuff, real good stuff. We even had some multi-community battles. I remember once we played against some people in Japan. We had rotations during 3 days where there was knife fights every 20 minutes. I mean, it was awesome. So anyway, enough of my background regarding that. Uh, from looking at the Dangerous Waters manual, um, um, there isn't much info on the range, okay, because as a mission creator, as someone that wants to create missions, it's obvious that you have to know your ranges and your weapons and all the gear that you'll be using, all the hardware that's available to you. Which brought me to pop up the 688 manual. Um, when you bought this game in those days from Jane's, you got the game in this big box, like the boxes in the older war games. Okay, and the game would come with this thick soft cover 250-page manual, which was real cool. James would do that with all their publications. I had the Apache Longbow 2, which also came with this thick softcover manual. The F-15 also came with this thick manual. I mean, those were the glory days of these games. Now, well, I'm not saying that there's no glory days, but yeah, as you can see, what you get is this PDF manual, which yeah, it's very practical. But some of us mm, like to read a real book. But anyway, enough of that rant. So yeah, I had to come up with this manual. To be honest, I think the 688 manual does a better job on explaining how to be a good driver in the 688 Los Angeles class submarine. Uh, um, there's more explanations. I mean, I don't know. I just find it a bit better than the Dangerous Waters manual. Dangerous Waters manual is more straightforward on stations, and then there's all the other platforms. So there's a lot of info there that some people might get scared of. So the purpose of showing this is that. Let me go to page 25 here. Like I said, we have to know our ranges, which brings me to this page, which brings me to this image here. Okay. As you can see, our total array coverage is 9.1 nautical miles, right? Which is this white piece of cake here, if you want to call it. And spherical array coverage is 6.9 nautical miles. Okay. And this is approximately. As you all know, it has to do with the sea state, with thermal state of the sea, if there's convergency zones or whatever. There's a lot of things involved, but what we're looking for is a basic reference point, which we have now. All right. Uh, I also want to say that I'm using the RA 1.42 mod, which might vary a little bit all this data here. But like I said, what we want to have is a general idea of our ranges here. Alrighty. So once we know that, we move on to our Dangerous Waters game here. Oh, this music is crazy. Okay, all right. Let me do something here very quick, and I'll also show you some stuff here. Oh, this is that mic thing. Sound. I'm gonna put this down here to okay. While we're at it, let me show you how I have this set up. This is the way we used to play in the Sea Wolves. You can see the auto crew. The only thing I've got is the TMA auto crew. All right. 80% of the time, the guy does a very good job. He's a lot faster than you are if you have a lot of contacts. So keep that in mind. And then if you wanna do your own TMA, then just click that. It's as easy as that. All right. Another thing I want to show you, multiplayer, very important for this tutorial because we're focused on multiplayer missions. Controlled by host. All right, that means that I control all these settings here. As you can see, there's no show truth. Okay, you will not be able to activate that. That's cheating. You could, or you can disactivate TMA. Okay, all of this is disactivated as well. And last but not least, disable 3D. Now let's be serious, guys. This has to be disactivated, or should be, at least in my opinion, and in the Seawolf's opinion. I mean, if I can see your 3D model, I'm gonna guide my torps towards you. So hey, let's be realistic and disable the 3D view. All right, so that's done. What else? Yeah, I think that's about all there. So we'll go into the mission editor right away. The first thing you see is this screen, and as you can see, I have this box following my cursor here. If you look at the bottom of the screen, it says right click on a map to load region. All right, so I'll just put this here in the middle. One of these days I'm gonna do a mission here in Gibraltar because that's very interesting. The World War II, that's a choke point there, so that's an interesting spot to do a mission, but that's not the purpose. So I'm gonna put this right here where I see this little island. Or you can go up here to some cold waters, but anyway, for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna put it right here. As you can see, I right-clicked. I got a grid, longitude and latitude coordinates here, and a single mission checkbox. So that's all done. It's gonna load that up, and as you can see, we got these nice outlines here. And the first thing I do is I go up to the mission and I save the mission as. It's gonna tell me there's no drivable platform because we haven't assigned any, but no problem. We just want to give it a name, and we're gonna call this one Knife Fight Test. Okay. Actually, what I usually do, the thing is that I already have some, as you can see here, 3 and 4. I usually add the number. I'll put 4 for 4 players, so I know it's a mission for 4 players, and I add the MP, so I know it's a multiplayer mission. But that's just me. You can name it as you like. Okay, that's done. Now we have a name for the mission. As you can see, Knife Fight Test 4 right here. Next, campaign. This is not a campaign. Edit. Nothing to edit. Setup. Define mission description. Okay, we're gonna add our rules of engagement. All right, which is going to be plus 5 minutes to weapons free, my friends. I'll let you know what that means in a little bit. That's done. Set mission title. Yeah, we can just put that. Knife Fight Test for MP. Like I said, put titles that you can relate to. What else? Rules of engagement. You see, wartime, peacetime. We're in wartime. We'll just put that as wartime. Okay. Yeah. Size available. Yeah. See that. All right. Wartime. What else? Environmental conditions. Very important. For the sake of this tutorial, we're just gonna set this to very calm. Sea state 1. Time of day is 12 midday. Bottom type rock. For the purpose of this mission, we'll want to make things simple. SSP, we want a bottom limited. We don't, okay? And it's just for the purpose of this mission. Make things simple, all right? January, yeah, that's fine with me. That's that. What else do we have here in setup? Yeah, that's about it. You can experiment with all of this if you like on your own. Like I said, this is basic stuff. We go to view. We want to see those grid lines. Very important. Okay. Why? Very easy. Because if we zoom in with our mouse wheel, you can see that the grid lines now are a lot smaller, and okay, you can zoom into up to 1 nautical mile, square nautical mile, which represents a square. Okay, but we don't need to go that far. Actually, this is a bit corny the way this works here. Okay, but anyway, for the purpose of this, you'll see what I mean. Like I said before, since we know that our total area is the range is 9 nautical miles, that's why we set this up to 10, because we know that if we put a submarine in here, and another one here, there's going to be 20 nautical miles between both of us. All right, and what you have to think about in doing these missions is that you don't want people spending an hour looking for you. Okay, because they're not gonna want to play with you anymore. It's as easy as that. I mean, if I tell you, hey, I've got this mission set up. Let's do a multiplayer night fight, and they spend an hour looking for you. You know, that guy's gonna bitch at me. He's gonna say, hey man, you know, I can't find nobody here. It's the last time I play this. You know, so it's important that we know our ranges and we know how to set this up. I could set things around here and make it real nice. Okay, like I said, if I put this one guy on this side and one guy on the other side, there's 20 nautical miles from here to here. I could maneuver around this island. I can shoot a UUV torpedo and guide it around here so he can be my eyes around the other side of the island. I mean, you know, you guys use your imagination, all right? That's why I picked an island here. But to make things simple, we're just gonna do it another way. We're just gonna set something simple up here. So what you do is you go down here, you pick this sub icon, you hit that, and just try to make this here in the middle, and there you go. There's our first sub. Okay, he's gonna be on side 0, as you can see, or yeah, we'll leave him on side 0. He's gonna be no, better yet, we're gonna put him on side 1. For the sake of this tutorial, everybody's gonna be from the United States. Okay. Class, we're gonna have this guy be a Los Angeles class, and the name, I'm fine with Albuquerque. Now here comes the nitty-gritty tactic. All right, you have all these options here. I'm not gonna use all of them. I'm just gonna show you 2. You can experiment, like I said. You can even read the manual a little bit, but for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna make things simple. We're gonna choose random box. What does that mean? That means that if I put this box here, like that, okay, this guy is gonna appear somewhere in this box. All right. That's also pretty cool, because if you're the one that edited the mission, that made the mission, you're never gonna know exactly where he's at. I mean, if this box was a lot bigger, if I made this 40 square nautical miles, then you know that's a lot of space that this guy can randomly appear. So you know that's a cool feature. All right. We're gonna set our speed. We're gonna have this guy go. Yeah, I'll just put 4 knots. We're gonna have him do 400 feet. If you were doing a single player mission, then you would set this to attack, track, avoid, or whatever, all right? But since this is not, and you would also set the target platform. There's none here because we don't have another sub yet to target. But since this is not the purpose of the video, there's nothing, you know, you don't need to put anything here because we're all going to be human players. You hit the next, very important, controllable platform, okay? That means that a player can choose this. All right, next, here you go again. Player has chosen a platform. Tasking message, you can put whatever you want, you know, search, and destroy, I think I spelled that right. Okay. Stream tolerate, no. I'll tell you why later, okay? And what else? Loadout. We pick our loadout on the waiting room, okay? So there's no need for that unless you want to force loadouts. Our fancy image here, and there you go. We have one sub already on the map. All right, so we go for the next one. We click the icon again. Same procedure. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Sub 2. He's gonna be on side 2. He's gonna be from the U.S. as well. All right. He's gonna be Los Angeles class as well. He's gonna be Chicago, which was a great band in the 80s. He's gonna be doing a random box as well. Okay, you can see. Almost. They can overlap, okay, so there's no problem with that. All right, he's gonna be doing 3 knots. This guy's gonna be sneaky. He's gonna be doing 3 knots. He's gonna be 200 feet. We're gonna controllable sub. We're gonna player has choice of platform. Tasking message. You can repeat the same thing again here. Rinse and rinse and repeat, as they say. Okay, and yeah, the same, you know, same screens as before. So, okay, so that's that, and we go for another one. Put this guy here as well. This guy's gonna be side 3, same procedure as before. All right, I hope I don't bore you, but trying to be fast here. Okay. Albany, yeah, why not? Albany. Okay. Tactic, same deal. Random box. Alright. Random box. Okay, there you go. He's gonna be doing 7 knots. Alright, he's gonna be 800 feet, right? And same deal. Controllable sub, 2 out of 4. Player has choice a platform, same story as before. Okay, and last but not least, another sub here. Okay, he's gonna be side 1 0. I forgot. Well, I'll just put him on side 4. Same deal, US. If you had Russians, well, you know, obviously you put this in Russian for the kilos and all that stuff. You know, classic designate. Oh, United Kingdom. Sorry. There you go. Yeah. Okay, name San Juan. This reminds me of 688E when San Juan departing. Anyway, tactics. We're gonna change this. We're gonna put transit search so you can see how this works a bit. So zoom in here. Now, click on here, and as you can see, he added 4 waypoints for me automatically. And you know, we're gonna do a bit of search pattern like a pro. All right, and as you can see, on each waypoint, you can set a speed, you can set a depth, you can set a tactic. I mean, I can tell this guy to, on this third waypoint, tell him to go random. Okay, so that means he's not gonna, that point there is gonna be random. He's gonna either go a little bit to the right, to the left, or whatever in that direction, in that random box. All right. Yeah, target mode. You can, if you were doing playing alone, then yeah, you would set this to attack. You could attack the platform, blah blah blah, and script if there was any scripts here. Okay, so that's that. So basically, that's it. Okay, that's it. As you can see, we got 4 subs. And all we have to do is go to the mission and save mission. Okay. Now, if another thing, in the sea wolves, what we did for training purposes, we would go here, this icon here, which is a building. All right. And we would click on the middle over here and add an oil rig, for example. Why? Because, well, when you joined the Sea Wolves, you were assigned a training officer, which was a TO, as they called him. He was in the rank of lieutenant, minimum rank of lieutenant, and he would train you. Okay, he would train you in the use of a submarine, and good way to gain confidence and be able to communicate with him was, okay, tell me where you were from regarding the oil rig. Are you south of the oil rig? Are you, how many nautical miles are you from the oil rig? So you had a reference point, okay? This is that. But that's not the case, right? So we'll just skip that. He's gonna tell me that I haven't saved it because I clicked on this, but I'm gonna tell him no. Okay, we're back here, and now we go to the mission, and we look for the mission. It's easy as that. And there it is, KF test M4 B4. As you can see, rules of engagement and the tasking, search and destroy. And we have 1, 2, 3 control subs and their classes. So off we go. Search and destroy. Loadout. Okay. I want as many torpedoes as we can, and a UUV just in case. But that's up to you, because like I said, this is a knife fight. Not gonna bother with little things, are we? We're gonna go for the torps right away. Okay, there you go. Search and destroy again. And if I did things right, I'd be by myself, which I am. There I am, by myself. Now, if this was a multiplayer, since I had that ticked off, you wouldn't see the 3D view. Like I said, that would be disabled. So this, don't be cheating, guys. Bye-bye. And we're off. Okay, why the 5 minutes rules of engagement? Well, we're on 12 plus here, right? So that means we have 5 minutes before weapons free, before we can fire our fishes, all right? And we have 5 minutes to rig our submarine. That's for all 4 submarines. That's for all 4 players. That's why we in the Sea Wolves had this these rules of engagement, because we would easily go to your station here, stream the
starboard towed array, helm come right to course 063,
and set your courses, set your speed. Okay, I'm doing 4 hours. That's pretty good. I could always go to 3 or 5. Between 3 and 5 is silent. It's pretty good, pretty cool. Okay, so got my towed array streaming, and another thing we would do is go to our torp room And yeah, it's as easy as this. Okay, why do we do this in in 5+5 weapons free? Because if you do this when the guys are tracking, when someone is tracking you, he's gonna hear you. It's as simple as that. He's an experienced uh, submarine driver is gonna hear you open that door. That's gonna show up if he's tracking you. So since everybody is too busy right now rigging their submarine, nobody, and they're towing, they're streaming their towed array. Nobody's gonna be hearing this yet. Okay, so you're free to do that now. That's one of the reasons, and the other reason is because when you're in a stressful situation where you've been picked up, you've been tracked, they're firing you, whatever, you need to do things in a hurry. You don't have time to be hitting all these things here and waiting for pressurize and to open the door and all this, or the every second counts. Uh, okay, that's the bottom line. Every second counts. So you do this at weapons free. As you can see, we've passed 2 minutes of weapons free, and we're practically, rigged. All right, I'll wait for this to get to the halfway mark, and we're practically rigged. Another thing we would do is launch this. Okay, usually there's no mismatch, but it makes things more interesting. You launch your SBT, and yeah, I think we had a positive gradient there. But anyway, okay, we got some wash. The guy's turning, and as you can see, we're just cruising along here. All right. What else? Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I'm not gonna do any hunting. That's not the purpose of the video, okay? But right now, well, I mean, once you're streamed, when you stop this guy about halfway, you don't have to stream this all the way halfway. I usually stop it at halfway, and I'll wait till we're on course, and just in case we can pick something up just to show you a couple things. But yeah, you see we're +4, about +5. This guy's gonna be halfway, and then you gotta stop it. All right, so that's the way we did things in the Sea Wolves. Uh,
Steady on course 063.
okay, we're steady on course, and at +5. Just stop this. We'll stop this now. What the hell? Okay, you got enough. I mean, you don't have to stream all this all the way. You got enough line there to pick things up. You can see we don't have anything yet. We've some faint lines here. We got a lot of wash in front of us. Okay. Like I said before, you would try now to gain early contact acquisition. Okay, that's your main deal here. You would maneuver a little bit, change depth and all that stuff, all that fancy stuff you do, basically to get ahead of your opponent. Like I said, human players, if they're experienced enough, they don't, they're not gonna make mistakes. They're gonna be as silent as you are, and and this is where all that cat and mouse game comes into. Here's where all the fun is. Um, so yeah, then there's tactics. All right, there's a lot of tactics. You can uh, do a four-finger shot at your enemy, which means that Okay, I'm going on course 063, so that means I'm going about this way. Okay, a four finger shot with to a contact behind me. Get that? Because if I'd put my rear to the contact, that means that the torpedoes would uh, come out from the side like that. All right, two torpedoes from my left side, two torpedoes from my right side, which means that on his end, on his waterfall, he would I'd be overlapping all these line torpedoes with my course. All right, so he'd have a hard time to pinpoint which direction I'm going to. All right, that's one tactic, for example. Or if you were playing in teams, one would be the bait, which means that he would do speed runs every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, he would accelerate to, let's say, 12 knots, make some noise, and then decelerate to 3 knots to be quiet, and basically to provoke you. Okay, mm, making you mm, do a snapshot at him, and thus giving your position away, while your other teammate will spot that and he'll do the hunting and hunt him down. Uh, okay, the guy that's doing the bait usually is the best driver because it's his job later on to outmaneuver all those torpedoes that are coming towards him. But hey, that's life. So uh, basically, you see, yeah, we got a thin line here already. Okay, we got a thin, hairy line here. Okay. Anyway, um, like I said, it's not the scope of the video. I just wanted to show you how to create these missions. As you can see, mm, it works out. So yeah, let me quit this and I'll show you the one last thing, right? So, and mission, right? And this is what I wanted to show you. Uh, you hit the replay, and here's where you show truth. All right, that's the only place you need to show truth at. I mean, the anything else besides that is cheating. But yeah, you can see where those four submarines were at. Okay, I was streaming this way. Uh, like I said, there was that 10 nautical mile range between us. It's a thin line. You can even reduce that, okay? But that's a thin line that you have to cross in order for to gain detection. So that's up to you. But like I said, don't overdo it, because if you overdo it, then people are gonna have a hard time finding each other, and it's gonna be a waste of time. In the Sea Wolves, what we also did was we set an hour limit to the missions. If we didn't, if we didn't find nobody in an hour, then it was mission was over. All right, it was a way to not waste time. Usually, these knife fights would last from 7, 10 minutes to 20 minutes. Okay, if things went well. I mean, that's why you would play 2 or 3 missions each night. All right, if you found people enough, then yeah, you would have a mission and play for 20 minutes and do another one after another 20 minutes. It was that's the way it worked. Alrighty, so I think that's about it. I hope you all. I hope I showed something to you all. Like I said, it's a basic, but at least you have an idea on how to create your own missions. Even for yourself to test things, and even for a single player. I mean, like I said, all you do is you add the other options like target and what actions, whatever. If you like, then you can just dive in the editor manual and read on that and make your own conclusions. conclusions on how you should do things. But basically, it's just give you some pointers on how to do this, and also I hope it promotes uh, all you players to uh, play more online, because really this game is excellent when you play against other people, and especially when it's sub against sub. I mean, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I hope I helped some of you. Thanks for watching. Um Godspeed and good hunting. Catch you next time.